Okay, so what we have to learn about today, we're going to be learning about meiosis, okay? Which we learned about mitosis already, right? With your prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, however you want to call it. Okay, and that happens, so mitosis happens in all of your body cells, okay? So anything that's not a sex cell, basically. Anything that's not sperm or egg. Meiosis happens to create sex cells, okay? And we need to learn a couple of these words, right? So, you're going to have actually let's go diploid. Diploid, okay? So diploid means that this is a cell. If it is a diploid cell, it has two sets of chromosomes. Okay? And so if you have two sets of chromosomes, this would be like, so how you get one set of chromosomes from your mom and one from your dad, right? And then you become a person, okay? You get 23 and 23, you get 46 total. So diploid has two sets. What? Oh, I thought somebody said something. Sorry. Anyway, so diploid has two sets of chromosomes. Usually we mark number of sets by saying 2n, with n being number of chromosome sets. Okay, now, if you get one set of chromosomes from your mom, one from your dad, and you become diploid, before that you need to have half, okay? And so what we call those are haploid, okay? And sometimes I've thought of them more as like haploid because they have half the number, okay? So haploid has one set of chromosomes. Okay? So you have one set of chromosomes if you're haploid. Okay? Now, we need to talk about, like 3 more words before this. Okay? So haploid has one set of chromosomes. These haploid cells, okay, with the one set, are called gametes. Okay? Gametes are haploid sex cells. Okay? And so for us, for pretty much everything, it's either sperm or egg. Okay? And so, we've got these haploid sex cells. When you have two haploid sex cells that come together, so that's called fertilization, okay? And this is when gametes combine, okay? So gametes combine to make a diploid cell. Okay? And so the final word that we're going to talk about, as soon as these gametes combine through fertilization, so as soon as the sperm fertilizes the egg, they're no longer haploid, they are now diploid, and that cell is called a zygote. Okay? And this is a fertilized diploid egg that will become an embryo. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about any of those words right now? So, now that we've talked about like what a gamete is and all that, let's talk about meiosis. Okay, and so meiosis is how gametes create other gametes. Okay, otherwise known as this is sex cell reproduction. Okay, and with meiosis, probably the easiest way to remember it is that you're essentially just going to go through mitosis twice. Okay? So all you really do is you go through mitosis twice. Okay? And so you will start with prophase, just like, so what, prophase 1. Okay? In case you're wondering, we're going to have prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2. Okay? So in prophase 1, you're going to start off and you are going to have a diploid cell. Sex cell. Okay? And normal things in prophase are happening. Centrioles make spindles. And you're also going to have nuclear membrane dissolves. Okay? Chromatin condenses into chromosomes. Okay, now this is the important thing right here, is after this, okay, we're going to have what are known as homologous chromosomes. Okay? Homologous chromosomes line up. Okay? Now, all of your chromosomes, let me see if I can pull up a karyotype map. Okay, so a karyotype shows this, all right? These are like all of your chromosome sets, okay? 1 through your 23rd set. And if we look at these, your 1s are a lot different size than your 22s, okay? Can we all see this? Now, these two things in the 1 are homologous chromosomes. Okay? Just like these two are homologous chromosomes. Now over here you have your X and your Y, which is your 23rd pair. To your 23rd pair makes it determines your biological sex. So whether you're male or female. Alright? If you have two X's, biological female, XY, biological male. Okay? All the other ones though pretty much line up. Okay? So homologous chromosomes line up. Homologous chromosomes are are chromosomes of similar length that have the centromere in the same place. Okay? So these things are going to line up. All right? And I'm going to draw quick. So you're going to have your cell. You're also going to have, so the centrioles are making spindles. Okay? Your nuclear membrane is dissolving. Okay? And so I'm going to draw these as, okay. So the two chromosomes that I'm going to put in here are homologous, okay? These two are going to line up and they're going to mirror each other. Now the thing that happens in prophase 1, and again, prophase 1 is pretty much the most in-depth part of meiosis, okay? So not all of the steps are this long. But what meiosis is really, really good at doing is creating variation in your genes, okay? So these homologous chromosomes are the same length, and they have the centromere in the same place. They also control the same genes, okay? So like this part of this chromosome and this part of this chromosome might both control whether you have connected earlobes or not, okay? And so on one of those, it might say, yes, you have connected ones. On the other one, you might have disconnected earlobes, okay? And that just, they'll get separated out, okay? So what can happen here is something called crossing over, okay? When homologous chromosomes are lined up, sometimes the genes for one trait might flip-flop with each other. Okay, so again, maybe a visual. So like Evan, would you stand up real fast? And so like if Evan and I were homologous chromosomes right here, okay, and we were both standing here, now it would be like he has a right arm, I have a right arm, right? Pretty simple. Left leg, right leg, left arm. It'd be like if we're sitting here and all of a sudden I just pop off my right arm, Evan pops off his right arm, and we switch right arms, okay? Both still gonna have right arms, but now I have his and he has mine, okay? Same thing with these, all right? So if these were to cross over, if these were to
like walking
Legos.
no, like
okay? So if those cross over, you can see that there's part of this one flip-flopped with part of this one, okay? Still have the same genes and traits. Okay, so we've gotten to the point where we are now in metaphase 1. Okay, very similar to metaphase in mitosis, okay? So, right here, homologous chromosomes are pushed into middle of cell in metaphase plate. Okay, but the big difference here is that we still have homologous chromosomes. We have these two sets, okay? And so what's going to happen is spindle only attaches to one side of centromere. Okay, so again, if we draw this real fast, you're going to have your centrioles, that'll have spindles, okay, but you're going to have one chromosome on this side, the other one on that side, okay? So they're only attached to one side of the homologous chromosomes, okay? Does this make sense so far? Alright. So you got your homologous chromosomes, and they're attached here. Now we're going to go into anaphase 1. Okay, in anaphase 1, spindles retract. That's a terrible one. Spindles retract and pull one set of homologous chromosomes to either side. Okay, and so here you're just going to have your cell, and have your centrioles, and have your spindles, which are retracting. Okay, so those are going to go that way, those are going to go that way. Alright. After anaphase 1, you go into telophase 1. Okay, and so nuclear membrane forms around each set of chromosomes. Okay, so you'll have two nuclei. Alright, and then you also get the cleavage furrow that starts to form. Okay, so then that'll just kind of look something like that. Okay. What happens after telophase? Yep. Okay. Then we do cytokinesis. Gives us two cells with full chromosome sets. Okay? So there used to be two sets, it used to be diploid. Now we've just got one full set. Now we're going to break that down again. So we've completed the first round of meiosis. That was meiosis 1. Now we're going to go into meiosis 2. very much similar to mitosis. Okay? And so, you'll have prophase 1, or prophase 2, excuse me. So again, here you're just going to have chromosomes condense. Spindles form. Nuclear membrane. Dissolves.
We already did all that on the last one, right?
It does it again. That's why it's prophase 2. It's going through a second round, but this time with only one set of the chromosomes, okay? So, you got prophase 2, that happens, then you're going to go into metaphase 2. Okay, and something that you can write down up here, diagrams, same as mitosis. Okay, if you wanted me to write it down, I would, but it's the exact same as mitosis. Okay, so metaphase 2, spindles attach to either side of centromere, push to middle on metaphase plate, anaphase 2, okay, chromosomes are ripped apart at centromere. Okay, and so here you're going to have now single stranded chromosomes move to either side. Okay, and you have telophase 2. Nuclear membrane. Forms around either set of single stranded chromosomes. Okay, you're also going to have the cleavage furrow that forms. Okay, and then finally you have cytokinesis. Okay, and now we're going to have, at the end of cytokinesis, after the second round of cytokinesis, how many cells do we have? You're going to have 4. Haploid. Okay, so one set haploid gametes. Okay, so either sperm or egg. And are these going to be all genetically different or all genetically the same? These are all going to be different, okay? Because we have different combinations of all the things, okay? So I guess they're genetically different, they're genetically the same. They're genetically different in terms of, or they're genetically the same in terms of the fact that they all show, yeah, this gene and all of these genes control hair color, but cell 1, gamete 1, might have you have brown hair. Gamete 2 might have you have red hair, okay? So it just depends. They're the same genes, but they do different things. Okay? So 4 haploid gametes, all genetically unique. Okay? Are there any questions about this?
Yeah. So when you say nuclear membrane